The story of Elisha and widow's oil. In the gentle hills of ancient Israel, where evening shadows stretched long as prayers across sun-warmed stones, lived a widow whose heart carried burdens heavy as mountain streams in spring flood. Her story, tender as morning light touching distant hills, speaks to all who have known worry deep as well water about tomorrow's bread. The widow's husband had been among the sons of the prophets, men who walked paths steady as starlight in devotion to the Lord. His life had flowed pure as mountain springs, teaching truth clear as dawn light to all who would listen. But now he rested peaceful as autumn leaves beneath sacred soil, leaving behind debts heavy as winter clouds and two sons precious as morning dew to their mother's heart. In those days, when sunlight fell gentle as mercy across ancient stones, debt collectors could claim children smooth as stream water flowing from parents unable to pay. This thought lay upon the widow's heart cold as midnight shadows, stealing sleep quiet as temple prayers from her nights. Her sons, growing steady as young olive trees in spring light, faced a future uncertain as evening mist. She knew of Elisha, the prophet whose wisdom flowed deep as river currents through the land. His name whispered hope soft as shepherd's song through valleys of despair, drawing courage quiet as stars appearing at twilight. She went to seek his counsel, her feet carrying her swift as morning birds along paths worn smooth as ancient promises. Her approach to Elisha came humble as evening prayers, her voice trembling gentle as autumn leaves in morning breeze. She spoke of her husband's faithfulness, steady as North Star, and of the debt that now threatened like storm clouds gathering dark as midnight over mountain peaks. Elisha listened patient as growing trees, his wisdom deep as well water. His response came gentle as morning light touching distant hills. He asked what she had remaining in her house, his voice soft as evening breeze carrying temple incense. The widow's answer fell quiet as snowflakes, simple as truth itself. Only a small jar of oil remained. The prophet's instructions flowed smooth as stream water over sacred stones. She was to borrow vessels, as many as possible, from all her neighbors. His voice carrying certainty steady as mountain foundations. Empty vessels, waiting quiet as midnight cools for divine purpose. The instructions seemed simple as morning dew, yet held promise vast as starlit skies. So began her journey through the village. Door to door she went. Her neighbors, moved gentle as leaves in summer breeze, shared their vessels generous as spring rain. Each pot, each jar, each bowl became precious as divine promises in her gathering. Her sons helped carry them home, their movements careful as temple servants handling sacred things. Inside her home, she closed the door, privacy sacred as holy ground wrapped around them like shepherd's cloak around sleeping lambs. The borrowed vessels waited empty as morning sky before sunrise, arranged careful as thoughts during meditation. Her small jar of oil seemed insufficient as single candle against vast night. Following Elisha's words faithful as North Star guiding travelers home, she began to pour. Her sons brought vessel after vessel, their movements flowing peaceful as stream water. The oil, mysterious as divine love, kept flowing abundant as morning light. Each vessel filled smooth as wisdom, filling attentive hearts. The oil flowed gentle as evening prayers. Each vessel brought forward quiet as morning mist by her sons, received its portion abundant as divine mercy. The widow watched amazed as sunrise, her heart filling full as harvest baskets with wonder pure as first light. This miracle unfolded peaceful as dawn touching eastern hills, yet powerful as ocean depths. The oil continued, generous as summer rain, until every vessel brimmed full as temple offerings. Only when no empty container remained did the flow cease gentle as evening settling over distant hills. The room stood silent as prayer, filled with vessels gleaming soft as starlight on still pools. Her sons stood quiet, their young faces bright as morning star with wonder pure as mountain springs. The widow's heart beat steady as ancient rhythms of praise, knowing this blessing flowed directly from divine love deep as ocean currents. In this moment, sacred as first light touching altar stones, she understood provision abundant as shepherd's care had visited her home. Returning to Elisha, she shared what had occurred, her voice soft as dove songs in morning light. The prophet's response came gentle. She should sell the oil to pay her debt. The remainder would sustain her family, providing peaceful as rain on thirsty fields for their future needs. So she did, moving through marketplace paths, the oil, sold careful as wisdom shared with waiting hearts, brought coins sufficient as morning light to clear all debts. Her children remained with her, safe as lambs in shepherd's fold, growing strong as young trees beside living waters. The marketplace hummed quiet, drawn gentle as moths to lamplight by news of this miracle smooth as stream water. They who had shared their empty vessels, generous as spring rain, now witnessed how divine provision flowed abundant as river currents to those who trust. Their own vessels, returned clean as morning dew, carried stories precious as sacred memories. In the days that followed, the widow's home became known as a place where faith had bloomed bright as morning flowers. Her sons grew strong, their hearts trained gentle as shepherds care in the ways of divine truth. They carried their father's legacy, precious as ancient scrolls, yet lived their own story fresh as dawn light. The tale of the widow's oil spread through Israel smooth as evening breeze, bringing hope quiet as stars appearing at twilight to others burdened heavy as winter clouds with care. It whispered gentle as autumn leaves that divine attention remains steady as heartbeats, that provision flows mysterious as morning mist, yet reliable as sunrise to those who seek with hearts pure as temple offerings.